First of all, congratulate Coach Stitt and his staff and his players. Good football team. Make it tough on you in a lot of ways. Compliment your fans. Intense environment. They make a difference. Really want to lift these guys up. Unbelievable players. It made a huge difference in our environment, our culture at South Dakota State. Understand this is very tough for them. I haven't played, it's a couple who played their last game, but I've never been more proud of a football team and the team these guys are part of. Thank you.
Again, questions for the student athletes first.
TJ, it seems you guys were able to contain the hurry up at the beginning of the first quarter, beginning of the third quarter, then they got some stuff going on later. What was the key to stopping them early on in halves?
We were just, I think we were showing some different looks, and it was keeping them on their toes a little bit, and we were really just executing. It wasn't so much that we did something differently defensively. We didn't execute when we weren't successful.
Same go for the second quarter, TJ. Just that one stretch really where you guys struggled. Did you feel like that was mostly just on your guys' execution?
Yeah, just little things, and they are a good team. Can't take that away from them, obviously. So, when you don't execute, they're going to get some plays, and they were able to, and I think we didn't do a good enough job, stopping the bleeding on some of those when they hit a big play. We maybe stayed in our feelings a little too much, but I'm so proud of the way we came out in the second half and really shut them down mostly.
Yes, except for one long pass play in the second half, you really had them bottled up until that last drive. Can you put your finger on what made that last drive successful for Montana?
I can't. I mean, not exactly. We were going hard. They obviously knew that they needed to finish it out, and I don't know exactly what it was, but I think they just they went hard, and so did we, and they were able to get the best of us on a couple of those.
Cam, you go to the locker room down 24-0 at halftime. Did you feel like you had come out not ready to play in the first half?
We just made too many mistakes in the first half. And on the offensive side of the ball, we're just one or two blocks away from big plays every single play. Give credit to their crowd. They got us to jump off sides a few times. Really got us followed up there a little bit, but second half was obviously much better. Got into the no-huddle, did some attack stuff, but we just needed to come out with higher intensity in the first half the entire time.
Aaron, you guys scored on a 4th and 19 there at the end, bringing you with the 7. Can you take us through that play? What did you see on that pass?
Initially was looking to Jake. I went to double him. Just knew I had a big guy Dallas going against a linebacker down the middle. So just gave him a chance, and he went up and got the ball. And those guys were able to do that. Been making plays the whole year, and we just have to move on there.
All of a sudden, you guys are within 7 with 4 and some change minutes left. How energized was the sideline at that point?
I think really just coming out of the second half, we just were more energetic than we were in the first. We were able to settle down a little bit, kind of got used to the noise, and then we're finally able to get things going. And we just had a couple plays, got it rolling, but ultimately came up short. And credit to them for shutting us down in the first half and keeping us out of it.
Cam, did you feel like you guys were going to win when you got the momentum turned back on your side?
No doubt, no doubt. There's no doubt in any of our minds that we can come back and do this. Wish we just had a little bit more time. Just a little bit more time. Give credit to our defense. They stuck it to them in the second half, and they really kept us in that game. Clock just hit triple zeros too soon.
You impressed with what Taryn did today and this year, and kind of how he's rallied this team as a true freshman?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Very talented kid, very talented player. Brings a unique aspect to our team. Good thing for us is that we have 2 quarterbacks that we trust the entire time, the whole year. We knew whoever was in there, we believed in them 110%, and really fun to watch them throughout the next 3 years.
Taryn, what sort of influence did Montana's pass rush have on what you guys were doing offensively? Montana's pass rush, what sort of influence did that have on what you guys were doing offensively?
Our O-line was playing a good game. They were just they were bringing the house in some plays, and there's just too many guys to block sometimes. And the O-line was giving me a good time to throw. Sometimes I just got to learn to step up in the pocket. There's things I got to work on too, and just kind of got me flushed a little bit. And I got to work to kind of calm myself down and just really zone in on my reads.
Taryn, can you talk about what this year was like for you?
It was great. Kind of a weird start. Didn't really expect to get to play, and then ultimately did. So when your name's called, I was ready to go. I was excited for it. All thanks to these guys, these seniors, for leading us the whole way. Give all the credit to them. Throughout the whole year, whenever I was making good plays, making bad plays, all of them were there, saying, we got your back, we're fine. Like Lally, especially. Coming off the field, if we went 3 and out, Lally's like, "Oh, we got you, man. We're all right." So it was a fun year. Just ended a little too short.
If you have questions for me, we lost a ton of good players last year. A ton. Guys that NFL record holder, 4-year starters, phenomenal players, and. Other than our staff and the guys in the locker room, I don't think a lot of people gave us credit or gave us a chance to do what we did. And we did it because of those guys that just walked out that door. Phenomenal leaders, phenomenal. And you can win a lot of football games with guys that work their tail off and then lead. And when TJ said blessed, we as a staff blessed to be around those guys. So I'd love to answer any questions you have.
Coach, knowing the history of these two teams, how many big comebacks there have been, I think 24 points. That's nothing, right?
Correct. I just wanted so badly to be on the other end of a comeback out here. But credit to Coach Stitt. The quarterback's a really good player. And I'm really proud of our team to have come back the way we did. But we did fall short, and it hurts.
Coach, beyond just that the score was 24-0 at halftime, it just didn't look very good. What did you say to him?
I just said to go out and do your job. Again, I don't want to take credit away from anybody, but if you make a mistake and they make a play, they didn't really make a play. You made a mistake. And so defense, they honed in on what we made. We didn't put anything in different. We just demanded a little more perfection, and then offensively we made some plays and got some energy in the game. So there were no magic wands at halftime.
You didn't get after him?
I don't get after our players.
That's not what I've heard.
We'll talk later.
Coach,
One time in my career.
Can you talk a little bit about what the quarterback was able to do running the ball? Was that something that showed up that you adjusted at halftime?
We had planned on running him, and then normally we would probably play 2 quarterbacks in this football game, but our starter, we had started more games than anybody, was out, and so I think we ran a little bit less because of that. But no, we had planned to run. There's nothing. I'm a defensive coach. There's nothing more frustrating as a defensive coordinator than a quarterback that runs like a tailback. I mean, that's the advantage in offense. I don't care what you say. And I think Taryn did some good things today running the football.
Coach, you had them so bottled up throughout the second half, except for one long pass play. On that last drive, what were they able to do to keep moving the chains?
Yeah, I think you asked a question earlier, and I wrote down. We pressed. We didn't run our base defense. We knew we had to make a play. I mean, we blitzed right into the gap, and that kid danced around us and went about 15 yards, and credit to him. He's a good football player. But that's a point where we just, when you get 2nd and 2 on a slant or a run, then you blitz, and they respond well. And they do a really good job. Their offensive line does a really good job of sorting things out. And they don't fire off the ball. They just got to pitter-patter and find out who's in their gap. Credit to their coaches.
Coach, you guys have been a top team nationally all year long. Tough loss in the last week of the season, and then you get to have to go on the road to this environment to play. Can you talk a little bit about the draw that you got from the committee and what your thoughts on that?
I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. It was magnified by losing. I mean, we had a horrendous road trip with delays and bad weather, and I think we handled that pretty well. We have a tough loss. Had we won, we'd have been potentially a top 8 seed, guaranteed a top 8 seed. And then it becomes a dart throwing contest, I think. And from I don't know who makes the decisions to then it's a budget decision too. And I think that's unfair to student athletes. You know, when a young man like TJ Lally works 4 years, Cam works 4 years, 5 years, and it ends up being not very objective, I don't think that's the way it should be. And but it's been like that for a long time. So in answer to your question, we were very disappointed.
John, do you think? I'm sorry. Did you think any of the frustrations from that carried over into today, at least in the first half?
Not at all. You know, I watched that. I don't do much as a head coach, and I watched the spirit of our team and stuff. And we were excited to play. We were excited to go on the road. We had had success going on the road, except for the the last game of the year. No, I don't think so at all. I mean, I think we played a really good football game for the most part against a really good football team. The last series we couldn't stop them, but the second half was phenomenal. The first quarter was phenomenal. Offensively, we struggled a little bit, but they're a good defense.
What were your impressions of that defense? When we talked earlier, you said you were really impressed with them on film. What did you think after you saw them live in person?
Very aggressive, very athletic for their size. They put a lot of pressure on their corners, and I thought we could have made some plays. We had some plays we could have made. Who knows? Sometimes it's you go back and it was the fourth play of the second quarter that could have won you the football game. But we thought we could take advantage of them, and we didn't enough. So Jay got worn out. Jay Winnicke's had not been healthy since the third game of the season, and he just wore out today. So.
Time for 2 more questions for Coach.
Can you reflect just from the beginning, the FBS win at Kansas to now? It sort of seems like you guys had your chances, maybe slipped up a little bit at the end, but how do you assess the year as a whole?
Well, like I told them in the locker room, I literally I've never been more proud of a football team. Other than the guys in the locker room, the coaching staff, I don't think anybody would have thought we'd have been sitting here. And that's a credit to, number one, the guys that went before them. And they passed the baton to this group, and this group carried it. And for the Kansas win, to those guys looking at us in the locker room and saying we can play better, and I stepped back and I thought we got a special group of guys here, and they are. And so very proud of them. Disappointed in the Northern Iowa loss, a 1-play loss, and the Western Illinois loss, but when you invest greatly, the joys are big and the disappointments are huge. So I'm proud of them. I'm really very proud of them.
And then overall, you've gone through a whole recruiting class now where every team has made the playoffs. This is the new standard now. So how do you continue going to make it 5, 6, 7, 8 years in a row?
That's up to next year's seniors. In our program, it has been a tradition. It's been the expectation that the football team, the leaders take charge, and we've got great young men. We've got great student athletes, great students, great athletes, and it hurts now, but that'll be motivation to get in the weight room and get after it. This is a pretty fickle game. I mean, it really is. I mean, a penalty here, a tip ball there, and you don't have that chance. But if you play like it's your last play, which we do, you got a chance. I'll take another question.
Who are you going to pull for next week? The team that just beat you, or?
I'm not going to answer that question. Bad question. That's my answer. You know what? I'm good friends with Coach Kleiman. I was very impressed with Coach Stidda. It's the first time I met him. I think it'll be a great football game. They're used to an intense environment. That's going to be an intense environment. I would love to be there coaching. Thanks.